Hey there and welcome to Matt's Garage. Today I'm going to be doing an oil change on this 2011 Hyundai Santa Fe with a 3.5 liter V6 engine. So the first step's going to be to warm up the vehicle. I've already done that by driving it for about 10 minutes. And then I'm actually going to drive it up on some blocks so the front of the vehicle's higher because the drain plug's on the back side of the engine. So that's what I'm going to do next, and then we'll get under the hood and show you more. You can see we're all up on blocks now, and I actually blocked the back wheels, or you could put the emergency brake on just to make sure it doesn't shift while you're working on it. And then before you drain the oil, just pull the dipstick up a little to act as a vent so the oil drains faster, and that'll just make sure all the sludge and everything drains out with it. So now we're going to get underneath. I got some cardboard down and I'm just going to grab my drain pan. Okay, so here we are at the drain plug, and it is a 17mm. We're just going to wipe off really good around it first, make sure we don't get any contaminants inside the engine. Just watch yourself on this exhaust here. It'll be quite hot because you just ran the engine, hopefully to warm it up to do the oil change. Okay, so there we go, and we'll just break this loose and then we'll get our drain pan underneath. Perfect, it wasn't over torqued, it wasn't under torqued. There we go. I just like to run a little bit of that oil over my gloves, and then I'll look at it in the light and see if there's any metal flakes in it or anything. So this oil does look a little brown, like it's been in there too long and absorbed too much moisture. It's not from too many miles, it's from too much time, and that's the thing. You want to change your oil based on either time or miles, whichever comes first. You don't want to run oil longer than, I think they recommend 6 months or something, because it can absorb moisture. Okay, so we're just going to go up top and deal with the filter now while the rest of this is draining out down here. Okay, so step one with the oil filter is to clean the housing really good before you remove it and the areas around it, so that you're not dropping grit into there. That's the thing I hate most about these type of filters, is the possibility of contamination. Okay, so the hex on top of the housing is 1 1/16 inch, and I believe that's equivalent to 27mm. Just have a couple of shop towels or rags handy so that you're not dripping that oil everywhere. Okay, so I don't want any dirt falling in here, so I'm just going to put this clean cap over it actually. Prevent that. And now I'll come over here, just wipe out this housing. Okay, got that nice and clean. So I got a Wix replacement filter here. So I believe that's all ready to go in the car, so I just place that down into the car. Go ahead and wipe out in here too. Okay, and then there's a hole right there. That's for this right here. You need to line up with that hole down there. And that's pretty much it. It couldn't be simpler. And you just gotta press down firmly till you feel it push into that hole. So that filter is set. And we're ready to put our housing on, but I need to change the O-ring on the housing. See, it just has this one big O-ring, goes around there, and then that washer is for your drain plug, so we'll replace that as well. If you have a little pick like this, that's best to get under that O-ring. Make sure it's in that groove all the way around, and we're good to put it back on the engine. Now it says right on the filter housing 35 Newton meters, so I'll put a conversion for foot-pounds for you Americans, and myself I'm just gonna snug it up kind of by hand, maybe give it a little bit with the ratchet. Okay, so it kind of has to work into the top of the filter, so just make sure you get it started straight, spin it back a little to make sure, and get it going. That ought to do it. And then just wipe everything off so you can notice right away if there's a leak. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty well stopped dripping there, so we're going to go ahead and put our drain plug back in. I've gone ahead and put that fresh washer on there. I'm going to go ahead and include the torque spec, but I'll just use this wrench and give it a good firm pull. Perfect. Now I'll wipe it off really good so we know right away if anything's leaking. If your drain plug does start to drip, you can just give it a bit more and it will seat down on that aluminum washer. As long as you put a fresh washer. If you didn't, that's why it's leaking. Okay, so just push this back down so it doesn't get dirt in there, and then wipe up around everything. Always try to be as clean as you can when you're opening up any part of your engine. Okay, now it says 520 on the cap, but I've checked into it and this engine can handle 530 for my temperature zone and everything, so that's what we're going to do. 530 full synthetic Pennzoil. You can use whatever you want. Okay, and I just googled the oil capacity and it's 5.2 liters or 5.49 US quarts for this engine. Liquid gold. And that is the last half quart there. Okay, so we're just inside here and I just keyed it on to show you where the oil light is right there. So you want to make sure that goes out about 5 seconds after it starts. Maybe give it 10 seconds before you panic, but it's just got to fill that oil filter up and then it should have oil pressure. So it'll take a little longer than it normally takes, but if it's taking too long, you may have done something wrong. As soon as this light goes out, you get out and you check under the hood and under the vehicle for leaks. So here goes. There, it went out right away. I think we're good here. Okay, just want to check around the filter housing, make sure there's no oil coming out, and then no oil coming out here. Everything looks good. Okay, so I went ahead and confirmed the oil level with the dipstick. It's right up there, and then I just put this on as a record of when it was changed, what mileage, and what weight of oil. So thanks a lot for watching Matt's Garage. I do hope you found this video helpful and informative. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day. What you doing, Pete? You a good kitty?